What's up, y'all? It's your girl S to the C Scorpio, S to the C twerk goddess. I'm on my morning walk because I'm going to be fan for the cemetery. You feel me? I'm going to be fine for the summertime. Have my bikini on. My thong bikini. My thong, the thong, thong. Not for real, y'all. But anyway, it feels so good to just be out. Sometimes you got to get out in the world. Be out in the open with it. No. I was talking to somebody about programs. Well, actually, computer programming. Right? So, it's real deep when you think about it, you know. It's real deep, especially how advanced programming has become. So yeah, I was telling this person. Y'all remember the song Computer Love by Roger and Zapp? Well, that song came out in the 80s. I believe it was recorded in the 70s. Well, you could fact check that. But we didn't really have computers like that when they put that song out. A very select few amount of people had access to computers at that time. I think it was the late 70s. May have been the early 70s, but could have even been the 80s. But I'm thinking 1972, but I could be wrong. So we didn't really have computers at that time, but that song came out. What did Roger and Zapp know about the computer? That they wrote a song about it. Must be your face I seen on my computer screen. Like, how y'all know? Anyway, I was telling this person about all the different things that's associated with, like, programming. And if you study programming, you'll have an idea on how things work and how people set things up. You know, how programmers can basically design things, right? And so I believe the first computer hit the market 1984, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere around there. But around that time, I went on a field trip with my school. Right? So since we're talking about programs, it's interesting that the school had a program to allow the students to go on field trips. But it was a program. So we went to this computer company or a software company, one of those. And they basically had video phones. And this was in the 80s. It hadn't even hit the market yet. But I saw it. My classmates saw it. They were like, this is going to come out in the future. Man, do you know how long it took for that to really come out? It took over 20 years. I was privy to that information 20 years before it was released. Now, what kind of program was I involved in that they showed us this? Anyways, so speaking of programs, you can have all types of programs. You have school programs. You have church programs. Prisons even have programs. Ain't that crazy? It's actually called programming. People that have been incarcerated, they get themselves on a schedule or their little routine. That's called a program. Computers have programs. It's like we've been programmed to program. You know, if that makes sense. So, we gonna get deeper into programs because basically anything could be programmed. You see, I got this stupid mask on. It's kind of like designer now. Watch somebody create like these little scarves with the little hooks you could put on your ears. It's gonna become designer, I promise you. But this is a program. Like, I don't need this mask. They done said most countries, most cities, states, municipalities have X'd the mask. They have X'd the face mask. So, why I still got this shit on? It's a program. Anything you do for 21 to 30 days becomes a habit. That's a program. So, I was telling the person that we were talking about computer technology and programming. I was telling them how deep it can get, right? The average person, especially if you've never studied computer science, you have no idea how intense and in-depth and technical the process is. So basically, in computer coding, everything starts with numbers. So if you remember the movie The Matrix, in the beginning you saw the screen with the green numbers, the digital numbers just going up and down the screen. Well, that's like a coder's paradise because coding really begins with numbers. It's like 1 and 2. And then advanced coding, you have A and B. But those are the main two components of coding. 1 and 2. So, speaking of coding and programming, there's a thing called algorithms, which it's time to go because they starting to get weird. Dang, I ain't even been out here long. But we so distracted as humans in society because we have this technology. People get programmed off Instagram, right? So how you say that, Scorpio? How people get programmed off Instagram? Well, a lot of people have waist trainers. Oh, let me get me a waist trainer program. Oh, well, she got a BBL. Let me get me a program. Take your ass outside and work. You know what I'm saying? My chi-chis wasn't that big, but when you eat right, you eat healthy. Be healthy, y'all. Stop falling into these fucking weird-ass robotic cycles. I was about to say something else. But Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, they're all programs, right? So they're user-friendly programs. And a lot of times these programs, they go through testing, beta testing, and just testing. They want to know, is it user friendly? You know, is it interactive? And so the thing with technology is that there's always a need for it to be improved. Because like I was telling this person, the computer is modeled after the human brain. So the human brain is like a computer. You know, you have your memory. Computers have memory. When humans are in a state of consciousness but almost sleep, it's called REM sleep. Computers have ROMs. They used to have the CD-ROM. It's all basically like memory. So the reason why technology has to have this ongoing need to be enhanced and improved is because what we found as computer scientists and programmers is that although it could be similarly duplicated, although the brain could be similarly replicated, it's not quite functional as a human brain. So there's gonna always be a constant need to do upgrades, migration, different things. So a lot of the terms that is used in computer technology are basic terms used in our language. So I was just saying how the computer strongly imitates the brain in a lot of ways. But what people don't know is that they're programs, just like in the Matrix, just like in a computer application, just like in the software, there's programs. And so we as a society have come so far from reality that a lot of people have been programmed, or they're part of a program. So I guess my message today is create your own program. Get inside your own matrix, like within yourself, because there's so much stuff out here in the world. I'm sniffing, so that means they done sprayed something, y'all. What's the name of that program? Some of y'all know. But because the computer closely models the brain, and developers, it's some sick scientists out here too. I just need y'all to know that. But the computer is modeled after the human brain, basically. And so with that, you have other programs, softwares, applications. And a lot of people really get caught up in this stuff to the extent that there's actually a virtual reality in this thing. So it comes a point in time where it's like, okay, is this the real life or it's just fantasy? Some people don't know. And I think that's what the movie The Matrix tried to capture, is how it's like, are you asleep? Are you awake? If you ever did VR, Oculus 2, it simulates reality. Simulations are programs as well. So for example, damn, he loud. Astronauts go through different simulations.
Yeah, I have to create more of those scenarios or be a part of more of those scenarios.
You see this? He needs to create more of those scenarios. Anyway, damn. Astronauts go through simulations before they go to space. There's different types of simulations. Um, Skydiving. There's a place where you can simulate your skydiving. A lot of these things, guys. But basically, I just wanted to start the conversation about computers and programs. We're going to get more into it. I'm going to have to run this back so I can see what I need to cover. But I also have to be delicate with this information because of the technology and my understanding of it. Sometimes it'll be difficult to distinguish human life from artificial life. So that's gonna be my next video. The reality, the human reality versus virtual reality. But although the computer is closely modeled after the human brain, there are certain elements that a computer will never obtain. And that's why there's always advancements and improvements in technology, because they'll never be able to quite match it similarly, you know. That's like you trying to play God and copy stuff. So artificial intelligence will never be able to adapt some of the characteristics of the human. And so that's where I'll leave this message today. Computers don't have feelings. They don't have emotional intelligence. They're trying to develop that, but computers don't have that. So in a sense, they'll try to say like technology so advanced and it's like more advanced than the human race, but they're not able to quite merge the two worlds, and it's not meant to be duplicated to the extent that they're doing it today. So we'll get more into it, y'all. So many bots and just robotic ass people that it done just completely switch my vibe. So I hope y'all having a good day. Scorpio, S to the C, I'm out.